Hey, everybody. We've got kind of an interesting day. Futures looking up. Market's just getting ready to open any minute now. Futures looking up. I'm going to jump over to X, make sure it's working and people can hear me over there. Hey, futures looking up. Yeah, it looks like they can. I'm going to start out here with a little, put a little GM in the comments. Get that started. Let's see here. Hold on. But anyway, yeah, the futures were down all night, and now they're looking to open up a little. So they're looking up quite positive. So never know. We'll see what happens. See how things sort for the next day or hour or two. But yeah, I'll take it. Considering it was kind of a flat weekend, just kind of bleeding down, kind of like I thought we would. Little bit of a pump. More in the middle of the night than last night, really. The futures opened up negative, like a half a point or more. So they're just getting ready to open up. So the futures right before the market open, NASDAQ up 0.77, Dow up 0.76, S&P up 0.81. So that's where we're sitting. Let's take a look at crypto, and then we'll come back and see where they actually open up. Bitcoin 67,879, up 1.8%. Got all the way down to 65 over the last 24 hours, so kind of crazy. But Bitcoin up 1.8%. Ethereum, we were way under 2,000, 1945. We're now sitting at 2,074. Up 0.42. XRP at $1.35.3, up 1.8, and Solana at $84.47, up 2.9%. Like I say, we'll see what happens as the market opens here. Let's put it on the okay, a little bit of a drop, you see. Little bit of drop right as the market's opening there, putting it on the hourly. That's interesting. 67,808 right now, down from 68,073 right before the show. Let's take a look at see where. Let's look at a little news. We'll give it a couple minutes to kind of settle down. We'll see where we're at. But welcome everyone. Happy Monday morning on what feels like it's going to be. You see the title is just uncertainty rules. He said, she said, the back and forth of the war. We're negotiating. We're not negotiating. Interesting. But nonetheless, the market's opened positive. So we're going to take a look. But looking at some of the news that's affecting it, despite the fact that Trump said we're talking, making great progress, they're going to let some tankers through. They're like, without the permission of the Islamic Republic of Iran, there will be no right of passage. They're going to have a toll system. They're saying it's got to be paid in Chinese yuan. So who knows? But I think it's starting to piss Trump off. Because, there's all these memes about him. He's a liar. Is the one meme you've seen, with the guy in the cell is, are these Iran talks in the room with you right now? So, Trump's got a little bit of a fragile ego, doesn't like people making fun of him. And so he came out with this on True Social. The United States of America is in serious discussions with the new and more reasonable regime to end our military operations in Iran. Great progress has been made, but if for any reason a deal is not shortly reached, which it probably will be, and if the Hormuz Straits is not immediately open for business, we'll conclude our lovely stay in Iran by blowing up and completely obliterating all their electric generating plants, oil wells, and Karg Island, and possibly all desalination plants, which we have purposely not yet touched. This will be in retribution for our many soldiers and others that Iran has butchered and killed over the old regime's 47-year reign of terror. Thank you for attending this matter, President Donald J. Trump. So I think he's, and then on the other hand, he's also, troops have arrived there. So it looks like he's getting ready for a limited ground invasion of some type. So anyway, this is why we have the fear and greed. I will show here in a minute. It's down to like 8 max fear. And I think that just shows how confused everybody is. But let's look and see where things actually opened 4 minutes ago. Like I said, it was weird. Last night opened up big time in the red, and then throughout the night just continued to get better. And this morning had a nice little pop, looking like the markets were going to open up positively. So, yep, there we have it. It did open up about what it was signaling. The NASDAQ up 0.8. Okay. This isn't the fastest website in the world, but it's showing the Dow from what I'm seeing. It's not slowed update, but it's showing it opened up about 0.88. And the S&P up about 0.73. Yeah, 0.72 on the Dow Jones. Gold up 1.55%, 45.94. This new way they're showing it, they're not showing me the oil, I don't think. Nope. I think oil's up a little bit, like 105 for regular crude, and of course the Brent crude even higher. But let's go back to Bitcoin, see how Bitcoin's doing. Yeah, up a little. See, we had that little drop right after it opening bell. Now it's coming back a little up and down, right? This we're looking right now at the hour chart, but 67,921. It'd be nice if it could regain that 68,000. But overall, I think like I say, for a morning when everything's kind of looking confusing, I think people are just still wait and see. I'll take it, I'll take that. And we'll come back and check it after we've gone over some more of the news. So basically, he said, she said, back and forth. We got troops there. And Rubio came out and said this morning that he was like talking to a new regime. And, so the question is, whoever they're talking to, do they really have power there? Can they do what they say? Which I would think they would, because so many of the old people have been knocked out. And listen, here's one problem. Maybe the Iranian people would like to stand up to the government. 30,000 got killed a few months ago when they tried. Problem is they have no guns. So unless America wants to somehow start dropping crates of AK-47s or something for them, they do not have any way to kind of meaningfully stand up and oppose the government. So keep that in mind as they try to, here in America, as they try to chip away at the Second Amendment, which anyway, now this is interesting. And I talked about this a little last week. Trump green lighting oil Russian tanker to Cuba despite the blockade. More relief barrels incoming, another supply flex. So they've kind of pulled off some of the sanctions, and even though they're kind of letting they've cut off Cuba from most of their oil they were getting out of Venezuela, they're letting it go from Russia. So, and I mentioned the theory that Trump's trying to pull some kind of reverse Kissinger here. Kissinger back in the Nixon administration was very friendly to China, got normalized relations and stuff with mainland China, things like that, to keep them from working with Russia. And now it seems some people are speculating or hypothesizing or whatever that word is, that Trump is trying to get better relations with Russia, so they don't. So they do less and less with China, which may be true. It seems like that. They're allowing them, pulling sanctions on them, or easing sanctions. Obviously, they're making more money than anyone right now, is Russia. So this just seems to be another potential hint at that going on. Jack Dorsey, always out there advocating for Bitcoin as a currency. Today, we talked about this a few weeks ago. Today is the day that on their $50 billion company Square, which many people, smaller businesses, swap meet type businesses especially, are using to take their credit cards, it's going to automatically default as to accept Bitcoin through the Bitcoin Lightning Network. So Jack Dorsey continues because it's pretty much established as a store of value. As far as a transactional currency, which many believe Satoshi, that's what it was, peer-to-peer digital currency, right? Many people believe his vision was for it to be a transactional currency. I don't think it hurts Bitcoin. It only increases its use case if people are transacting in it. So I'm all for it. But you need something. I don't know. I've never used a Lightning Network. It's never totally caught on as much as you would have thought maybe it would have. But anyway, he's definitely doing his part to get it out there. Ethereum Foundation today staked in one chunk 22,500 ETH with a value of $46 million, which is the largest single deployment they've ever done. Of course, when you stake it, you're an interest and it takes a while to unstake it. It's usually signaling that you're not going to sell it. So that's a good thing. Now, this statement by Iran saying it has never sought nuclear weapons and will not pursue them, they may be signaling that, they're not, they never had plans. Smart on them to act like they never planned to, which of course a lie, but nonetheless, this is maybe shows that they are softening their stance a little bit. And like I say, you can't believe anything. Both sides are going to say, they're saying that's part of negotiation. We can't be getting too excited about any little statement that's made either way, right? Both sides are going to say, yeah, extreme fear. We're now going on, 70 days or close to 70 days of extreme fear. One day I thought we got out of it, but maybe not. It was only by a point or so. We got up to like $24, $25 one day. But yeah, basically 70-ish days in extreme fear. And this, we were about 15 a few days ago, but this just reflects that people are confused. There's uncertainty out there, and that's why the market's doing. Like I say, the market's actually holding up pretty well, all things considered. I'll take it, to be honest with you. $13 trillion BlackRock is now hiring for a Bitcoin and crypto director to help shape their stablecoin and RWA assets and everything like that. The position pays $350,000. So maybe some of you want to run out there and apply. And it also underpins how serious they are. We'll be talking about Larry's compensation here in a minute. Crazy, but they're all in, man. They're all in, and they're the biggest asset manager in the world, I believe. Strategy, our guy Michael Saylor appears to have paused its BTC accumulation last week, ending a 13-week consecutive buying streak that saw the firm acquire 90,831 Bitcoin since late December, and a total of 762,000 and change. So, why did they do this? Maybe they didn't like the price. Maybe they didn't want to be too predictable. Maybe they're, juggling some internal stuff. Who knows? They'll do this from time to time. Won't buy. I think you don't want it to be too predictable, right? But anyway, they didn't buy this week, near as we can tell. They didn't do the normal orange dots, which signals that they bought. Also, didn't see a post, at least as of the time I started this show. So taking a break. Probably the biggest news today, I would say, BNP Paribas. I believe they're like the second or third largest European bank. They manage $2 trillion. So $2 trillion BNP Paribas just announced to launch Bitcoin and crypto ETFs. So this is why I'm saying you need to be DCA and you need to be buying Bitcoin now. Here's the game plan. We buy now. I said for about 10 years, 15 years, we can beat Wall Street to the punch. And we can't totally beat them to the punch, but in a sense, we can. If we buy it now before these massive companies come out and then they do all the marketing, they create the hype, they create the FOMO. All we have to do is just sit back, lay on a beach somewhere with our toes in the water, toes in the sand, and wait for it to go up. So that's what's so exciting about it to me, and what I'm trying to message I'm trying to get across. Now, if you already know about Bitcoin, I'm probably speaking to the choir, preaching to the choir. If you're new here today, you will probably never see a financial opportunity like this ever. We know what's happening. We just need to wait to happen. We have to take action. That action is to buy and hold some Bitcoin, some sats. And you can buy $1 worth if you want every week. Trump family-owned American Bitcoin company, ABTC, ticker symbol, just announced it bought more Bitcoin. So they now officially hold over 7,000 Bitcoin. I thought it was, yeah. So they now hold over 7,000 Bitcoin. That is $500 million in Bitcoin that they're holding in their treasury. So signaling that they're not going anywhere. All these Bitcoin mining stocks, Bitcoin is very much feast or famine. Very tough business, man. But if you have cheap electricity and you can hold out, you can hold it out. Some of your competitors will go away. And a lot now we've seen are transitioning over to AI data centers. So the ones that stay in there potentially become more profitable. Also, keep in mind that every like 2,100 blocks or 1,900 blocks or something like that, the difficulty adjusts. So if there's more people mining, it gets harder. If there's less people mining, it becomes cheaper. So just, or the difficulty, it becomes easier and makes more money. So if you're one of the people that stay in the game, you know, you can make a lot of money on up and downs, but it's a tough business. Ripple and XRP CEO Brad Garlinghouse said crypto has gone from rat poison, famously rat poison squared. I think it was Berkshire Hathaway, old man, said that, or his partner. I can't remember which one, but one of the greatest investors all time, but definitely doesn't like Bitcoin. But he lost billions. He sits on billions of dollars. If he had to put it in Bitcoin, he could do so much. Hopefully the new CEO will open a treasury. If not, they'll just, they probably don't like it because they own Wells Fargo and American Express, a lot of traditional banks. But anyway, he said Bitcoin to rewiring the financial system as major companies race to adopt stablecoin and digital assets. Brittany Kaiser on this Yahoo Finance just dropped it. And I've seen this. I haven't really talked about it, but I've been seeing it. 67% of new Claude AI agents launched in the past month are choosing Bitcoin as their preferred currency. So as more and more people are setting up these agentic agents, they're all choosing Bitcoin, and they're all going to, we know they're going to transact on the blockchain. Doesn't make any other sense, right? This will be something that can push the growth curve along faster than anything we've ever seen. So if you wake up one day and Bitcoin's $1 million and you're wondering what happened, don't say I didn't warn you every day for the last 4 years of what's going to happen. We're going to see a supply shock for sure. Bernstein, the massive firm Bernstein, said crypto stocks are nearing a bottom. Bernstein says crypto equities are trading at steep discounts and may be nearing a bottom after weak Q1 earnings. The firm kept outperform ratings on Coinbase, Robinhood, and Figure despite trimming price targets. So, yeah, there probably is some opportunities in these crypto stocks. We see Kathy Woods always buying them in and out of the crypto stocks that, represent, Circle, certainly. Circle got beat all the way down to $61. I think it's back up to 91 with a lot of people having a price target of 250. They're the ones that own the majority of USDC stablecoin, which will be a huge beneficiary of these agentic agents. Iran's FM spokesman said it would be disastrous for Middle East countries to work with the Ukraine. Gulf states are smarter than to be persuaded by someone who exposed his own country to destructive war and brought tragedies upon the Ukrainian people. The hilarious thing here is the reason they're working with them is to help shoot down their drones. I reported over the weekend that Ukraine has like a $2,100 solution to shoot down these $30,000 to $50,000 drones that are currently being shot down with $3.9 million Tomahawk missiles. They've had 4 years of these Sawtooth or whatever they're called, Shawhead cheap drones. They can shoot them down for $2,100 a pop. Changes the math of the conflict for sure. Mintral AI, $830 million in they raised $830 million in debt financing to build NVIDIA powered data centers across Europe. So power and data centers, and this might be the way to play this AI. We kind of been saying that. Hoff brought that to our attention a year and a half, 2 years ago. Power is a way to play AI in data centers. Makes a ton of sense. Here it is. Larry Fink's 2025 pay rose 22% to $37.7 million as BlackRock's assets under management hit a record $4 trillion. 14 trillion, excuse me. So thus we see him going all in crypto, talking RWA and stuff. That raises, see, these guys make money by charging a management fee, right? So they get paid by assets under management. And he got paid more because they're at 14 trillion. That could double or triple or quadruple with everything they're doing with crypto. So that's on top of the fact he's not paying for his own private jets and stuff either. He's probably, all that's probably on the company. He probably has a company black card and he's living the life, man. But he's our spokesman for RWA and tokenization. So it's a shitload of money. That's not what I was looking for. Oh, yeah. El Salvador's Bitcoin earnings surpassed 7,600 Bitcoin. Not earnings, but holdings. They buy every day. I think they buy a Bitcoin a day, right? One of the early advocates. And they're a small country. But anyway, I don't know if it's going to come up. Let's see. Let's try it again. Basically, they now hold 7,606 Bitcoin, $511 million. Last week, they added 8 Bitcoin. Always buying the dip, always talking about it, man. Can shout out to them. Little warning against leverage if you don't know what you're doing, which most of you do not. I only know a couple people, honestly, that I feel like know what they're doing when it comes to leverage trading. Breaking 300 million liquidated across as Bitcoin flash crash blow. So since we all went to bed last night, 300 million was liquidated. 212 million in longs. And then it dipped, popped back another 83 million in shorts. So just stay away from leverage, man, is what I've been saying for years, especially if you don't know what you're doing. It's like you don't fly a plane, shouldn't be shooting guns like that dipshit Clavicular shooting at that dead alligator or whatever and getting a ton of trouble for that, right? It's not, fish and game laws are very strict. Even if it was already dead, just discharging a center fire rifle into freaking water where it can bounce can be a felony. So anyway, let's look back and see how things are doing here. Seeing how the markets have been open for 23 minutes. Thanks for joining me. By the way, happy Monday. Hope we have a good week. I don't know what to expect, to be honest with you. Dow Jones up 0.5 point. Nasdaq's dropped. So we've had a little bit of a drop since it opened. But like I say, last night, extreme red. This morning, up almost 1%. Opened almost 1%. Now we're pulling back a little. NASDAQ 0.19, S&P 0.31. Let's see how crypto's doing. By the way, crypto has outperformed everything. Crypto has outperformed gold by about 20%, S&P, everything. So people are starting to realize a little bit that Bitcoin is a good hedge. Here we are. Couldn't quite get back to 68. We're now at 67, 671. No, sorry, 67,715. Ethereum 2,069. XRP $1.34.9. Solana $84.35. So still not doing bad. We just have to see, it's just one of those wait and see kind of weeks. I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. I'd say we're holding up pretty good with all the uncertainty out there. I'll take that, and wish everyone a happy Monday. I'll be back. You're free to join me over on the Opening Bell Crypto Bitcoin. No, this is Opening Bell Crypto. Sorry, Bitcoin GM Bitcoin Morning Show, which we've been doing for over 4 years now. It's over on X. It's a space. If you're already here on X listening to this, you can jump on over. If you're on YouTube, follow me at Crypto Bull Ron. Same name on everything. And we're doing pretty good for what we're sitting on. We'll see what happens, and I'll see everyone tomorrow. Have a great Monday. Enjoy yourself. Maybe get out and enjoy some of this good weather. It's looks like it's going to be a nice day here. I'm still cutting down trees.